Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's gonna be a little bit more laid back. I wanted to give you guys an update just on like my pumping, since I am finally reached 1 year exclusively pumping. I thought I would just kind of give an update, talk a little bit about school and what's going on with my IBCLC, and just kind of like how I'm doing. I feel like I haven't really done one of these in a while. I hope you guys like enjoy these types of videos because I actually like making these, like the kind of more like laid back stuff. So, you know, definitely let me know. Oh my gosh, what is this? There's like an old band-aid just sitting here. And it's a kid band-aid. Lovely. So let's just jump into this. If my kids are running around, it's because they... Okay, so I reached 1 year exclusively pumping April 3rd. That's when I had the surrogate baby. And that's when I officially started exclusively pumping. I didn't even nurse in the hospital room. I just like started pumping straight colostrum. And I didn't actually start pumping for the milk bank, I think, until about like 3 or 4 months after that. So I haven't reached my 1 year goal with the milk bank yet. And honestly, like, I can't believe how fast it went. I feel like those first like 4 months of exclusively pumping were super hard. And there were a lot of times where I was like, oh my God, like there's no way I could make it to 6 months. There's no way I could make it to 9 months. But then it just kind of like happened. Like I just kept pumping. Once I got down to 5 pumps per day, it was so much more doable. I've been thinking actually of going down to 4 pumps a day and just spacing out my pumps, so that I like do them so that I'm actually, when I do actually sit down to pump, I'm pumping for a longer period of time, seeing how my supply does with that. In my Instagram, I mentioned, I feel like I'm all over the place. In my Instagram, I mentioned that I was breaking out my Spectra pump. And the reason why is because I'm part of this exclusively pumping group on Facebook that's specifically for surrogates. And one of the girls on that group is an admin, and she's like super awesome at pumping and like any of her advice. And she did a video talking about the new Spectra S3, which I will link Spectra's website down below if you guys want to check it out. But anyways, the Spectra just launched the S3, and it's essentially a hospital grade pump, but it's like more hospital grade. But she was essentially reviewing it and essentially said, how many times can I say essentially? And said... And her review kind of said that it was pretty much the same as the S1 and the S2. That being said, it looked like it had like a longer kind of like life to it or something like that. Anyways, but she was just saying how she loves the Spectra pump, and I had kind of commented on it, and I was like, darn, like so many people love the Spectra pump. I loved it with kind of my second journey, but I shouldn't say love it. I liked it with my second son, Lincoln. But I just never felt like I was in love with it. And so she kind of gave me some tips on how to use the pump because it has so many options. She's like, there has to be like an option for you with that pump. Like there's just so much that it offers. It has to be there for you. If it doesn't work, like something else isn't working in your pumping routine. So I was like, okay, like, because as you guys know, I use my Sonata all the time. I love that pump. It's a great little pump. It's been working for like a year now. It's awesome. I love it. Great little pump. But I do notice that after a while, my like kind of pumping sort of routine, my breasts seem to get used to it, and then they stop sort of making all their milk, and I'm just kind of like, what is going on? And I have to either use a different pump or just sort of switch up my pumping routine so that they kind of stay on their toes. But she was sort of saying that, you know, with the Spectra, you can do that without switching pumps because it has so many options. So I'm rambling now. Anyways, I essentially have been using my Spectra pump and it's an S1, and I have an S2, but it's super old. I'm actually thinking of donating it for COVID. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I will link a link down below. There's some people in Maryland who are taking the Spectra pumps and turning them into ventilators. Anyways, tangent. I've been using it for like over a week now, and I've actually noticed an increase in my supply. And I'm not sure if it's because of the pump. I think it is, and I think it is mainly because it's actually draining me better. I do find that I actually have to pump for longer to get it to drain me, but I don't have any pain. Where if I was to pump for a lot longer with my Sonata, my nipples would like really be in pain. So that's really interesting, and I don't know, like I'm really liking it. And I'm sort of like, why didn't I do this at the beginning of my pumping journey? But, you know, it is what it is. Like, so I do encourage you guys, if you have the Spectra pump, to break it out and see if you can figure out what your like perfect setting. I'll have some links down below to kind of show you like some of the settings that you can try to see if the pump can stimulate you enough. But I do know a lot of people like that pump, and that was kind of why I was like, you know, why can't I like it? Anyways, so there was that little tangent. But so what I've been doing is I'm still donating to the milk bank. That's still something I do. I send out probably 1 to 2 coolers a month with over 400 ounces of milk. And then I have been actually donating to a local family, and probably like once a month, maybe once every like 6 to 8 weeks, I send them 700 ounces in a Yeti. They like bought one of those huge Yeti coolers, and I fill it with 700 ounces of milk in 5-ounce bags, and you can fit that much in that Yeti. So if you guys are overproducers, or you know, have a ton of milk and you want to send it somewhere, if they can afford a Yeti, what we've actually been doing is she just mails the Yeti to me. No cooler packs in it. She just mails it to me. I pack it really tight, and inside the Yeti she puts a return slip, and I just drop it off at my FedEx or UPS location, and then it gets shipped to her. I think it's 2-day shipping, and the milk is completely fine and frozen. So love that. I love that like we don't have to buy like cardboard boxes or anything. I feel like that's a total awesome investment. I know that the Yeti is pretty expensive, but I feel like it's worth it in the long run, especially since they like still want milk all the time. So it's already paid for itself, and I've sent them, this will be my this will be like my 4th or 5th donation to that. So, and I am pumping 5 times a day, so I do want to kind of like go a little bit into detail on that, I guess, because people do ask me like, when do I pump? So I pump in the morning right after I get up. Since it's like kind of lax now, I used to get up at like 5:45 to 6 to pump, because my morning pump is the longest, but I've been getting up at like 6:30, 7, and so I pump for about an hour in the morning, and then I don't pump until around 11, and then I don't pump till around 2. Then I don't pump till around 2, and then I don't pump till like after dinner-ish, so around like 5:36, and then I'll pump right before I go to bed, so like 9:30, 10, like kind of around there. But I do want to start kind of pushing my pumps further apart, but pumping for longer periods of time, just because I'm not like really in the process of weaning right now, but it's kind of in my mind slightly. I do want to keep pumping for this summer, but then sometimes I am sort of thinking about like maybe I should think about weaning in the summer, but also like I don't quite think I really want to do that. But then I'm like, do I want to be pumping in the winter or like when school starts for the kids? Like, I'm not really sure. So I think I'm just kind of like let things flow and just see where the pumping kind of goes. As for my IBCLC, I am still in the process of doing that. I just finished my human biology class and my statistics class, and I passed those with flying colors, so that was great. I just now started my nutrition class online, so I'm finishing that up. And then after I'm done with my nutrition class, then I can actually start studying on lactationresources.com and do their 90-hour lactation course. So I'm super excited to start that. And the pathway that I'm planning to take is pathway number 3, which is where I find an IBCLC and I mentor under them. So I've been trying to do that. It's been really hard with the COVID. I did reach out to a couple of people at my local WIC, and they're sort of like trying to get me in there. Like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm hoping to reach out to some IBCLCs local to me. I just haven't because of the COVID thing, so I'm kind of just waiting because I feel like because of that people are going to be... Okay, editing Kim here. So I actually have reached out to a ton of IBCLCs in New Hampshire and currently waiting to hear back from them. I decided not to wait because of COVID. Let's just get this going. Okay, enjoy. But I do know people who do their like lactation hours and lactation education at the same time. So I'm hoping I can do that. But who knows? This COVID thing is kind of like messed up a lot of stuff. So, you know, if it takes me a little bit longer, I just have to kind of be patient because there's nothing I can do about just the social distancing and stuff. I'm kind of just done with Breastfeeding USA. Yeah. And I am still planning to like keep doing tons of pumping related videos for you guys. This summer, I feel like I should say like we have so much planned, but like we kind of don't now because of COVID. So, you know, it's hard for me to say like what we're going to be doing, but you know, we are planning to like still have the best summer that we can possibly have. Lincoln's birthday is coming up, so I am going to be doing a little bit of a party for him. The next couple of videos that will be coming out, I am hoping to send out my Bellama or Bellamy or whatever that is review of that pump. I did do an unboxing, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I have been able to try the pump, so now I'm going to give you guys my review. I feel like there's not really any other pumps that I've like really wanted to try besides like the Medela Flex or Freestyle Flex, and then maybe the Willow, but like the LV kind of, I don't know, for an exclusive pumper, I feel like it's not quite like what I'm looking for, but for somebody who needs to pump just a couple times a day or like once or twice a day, I think that the LV would be great. But if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it up above. Honestly, like we haven't really been doing too much. I feel like I haven't been doing too much because of the COVID stuff. I've just been like trying to keep up with my pumping, and it's been a lot of fun with the new Spectra pump that I have, or it's not new, but just like breaking out the Spectra pump and trying all the different settings. I definitely do believe that like everybody's body does respond differently to pumps, so you know, finding that pump that you can respond the best to is important. But I know like not everybody can just like pay for 7 pumps, but that's why I also like I buy a lot of my pumps secondhand or like open box where like maybe the person used it like once or twice, and I either sterilize the parts, get new parts, or I don't use the parts that come with it. I just use the pump as long as it's been used with those backflow protectors. There's no way that the milk could go in to the pump. I always sanitize the pump like with sanitizing wipes before I get it if somebody's actually used it. But I feel like it's perfectly safe to have a pump that somebody else has used as long as it's not like gotten milk in it. The only pump that I would not suggest buying secondhand is the Medela Pump and Style, because that one is not a closed system pump. But any pump that says it's a closed system pump, you totally can buy secondhand. And I've definitely talked about a couple of Facebook groups and the Mercari or Mercy app. I don't know what that app is called, but I'll link it down below, and I found a ton of pumps on that app. So, I've been doing really well. As for like what, you know, am I going to do another surrogacy? Like what's kind of happening with that? I don't think we're going to do another surrogacy anytime soon. I want to say that I would never do a surrogacy again, but right now just like isn't really the best of times to do a surrogacy. So especially with COVID, so we're kind of like putting that on hold and just sort of waiting to kind of see what else like comes up in our like journey through life, I guess. But yeah, I don't really have any plans to wean anytime soon. I'm kind of like on the fence on when I want to. I think that I will definitely still be pumping over the summer and kind of see how that goes. If I'm still sort of getting these feelings of like, oh, you know, maybe I should be weaning soon, maybe, or maybe not. The thought of like trying to pump for another year has also come up into my mind, but I do feel like it is a lot, and you know, like, do I really want to dedicate, you know, that much time and stuff? I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of on the fence, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little kind of like chit chat, you know, update video. If there are other videos that you guys want me to do, definitely comment down below and I will do them. I am planning to put out another IBCLC video kind of just explaining more about what I want to do. But if you guys want to see something else, like, definitely comment below and I will get that out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I will see you in my next.